There's 4 levels in Site 4, excluding the top level, the surface.
S4 has 4 underground levels, for a total of 5 if you count the surface.
The first and second levels are all elevator, where they keep the flying disc.
The first 2 levels at S4 are the domain of the back engineering program for the saucers.
During the day, during working hours, during when the people are down there. But there's always 10 to 12 people down there on level 3 and 4.
The security levels 1 and 2 have sentries, guards.
Guards.
But there's no guards below level 2. How?
Sentries aren't allowed down in guard. We guarded the elevators for 3 and 4. You have to have 3 keys, a thumbprint, and a retina print to get in.
3 keys?
3 keys.
3 keys, a thumbprint, and a retina?
And a retina print, which is like a
you look at a
camcorder, like you look in and they stick their right eye up to it and their left thumb at the same time.
At the same time?
After they turn the keys. They stick the keys in, boom, boom, which is on a row, 2 inches below. And then they look, and the doors will open. The elevators are right here. There's 4 elevators. 3 and 4 are extremely security. There are no sentries down at 3 or 4. And the levels of 3 and 4, I don't know what goes on down there. I heard something about an Abbey or EB down there. I'm not too familiar with what it is.
Level 3 and 4, below level 1 and 2, is the domain of the program dealing with the EBEs.
Can you?
It includes the living quarters for the EBEs, who, by the way, breathe oxygen.
Right here is pictures of everybody. There's like an office break room, but there's pictures of everybody in the facility, with the exception of the people on level 3 and 4.
In fact, it's an interesting example of how the government fails in its efforts, even on this level, because the offices and the facilities at S4 have numerous personal mementos, which were not supposed to be brought in, and somehow were, which is a never-ending source of amazement to me.
You have to have 3 keys, a thumbprint, and a retina print to get in. But there's always 10 to 12 people down there on level 3 and 4.
Actually, I have an interesting story about meals, but as a matter of fact, I can't tell you. That would be another case of me identifying myself. All I will say about meals is that at S4 level 3 and 4 have no cafeteria facilities, and the personnel who work on those levels do not come up to feed. It sounds ridiculous, but there is a dumbwaiter system.
Now the things inside, I mean, resemble what everybody sees, and the only thing that's different about them from what I see on all the pictures is the eyes appear to be deteriorated, or they look like prunes. They're like your fingers get pruned. They're all shriveled up, and you can't see no eye sockets, and there's no visible eyelids or anything like that. They have a grayish, like a grayish pigmentation. It's not scaly or anything. It's like a pigmentation. There's no apparent hair on them. there's little holes, not really slits, but a little hole, maybe an ear cartilage, I don't know, maybe you're hearing. Slits are really kind of small for the nose and the mouth. The bodies themselves are very, very thin. They appear not to have any breast or navel or anything like that. Not that I can see.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to sit and study them in full view for a while. But I don't think I have heard talk there that I know their systems aren't like ours. But they're very thin and they look very, very frail.
Did you notice the hands?
The hands got a little bit of webbing. Minute, very minute. There's 4 finger-like things, and they're very, very minute piece of webbing. There appears to be no fingernails. As I say, I couldn't look in detail because the hands are turned like this. They're just like a full view, so I really can't see. You can see where there is one joint in each finger, it looks like. Where like ours has 2 joints, I think they only got 1. I'm not sure. You can just see the crease in where they only got 1. And 1 acts as a thumb like what we do.
It has 4 fingers, one of which resembles a thumb, but has a pivot point that human thumb doesn't have.
One of our colleagues there, the rest of the people there are sentries. That there are 4 people there that believe that they're working to try to get this on the air. And one of them is a biologist.
What scientists did Connor O'Ryan mention by name who were involved?
He didn't give us any names. He said that the biologist that had charge of the cadavers in the glass cylinders was one of the defectors.
Well, first of all, I have not specified that I'm a scientist, so I'm not going to jump up on my high horse and become offended at this. I was the active agent in removing the data that appears on that tape from S4.
From S4?
The tape itself is a simple VHS copy which I provided to Rocket Pictures. The actual data was digital. It was a relatively small bundle of information. It did not require anything so conspicuous as a VHS tape to be brought out, and I will not say at this time whether it was brought out in a discrete unit or whether it was smuggled out in some other...
All right, but in a digital form like an AVI file or something like that you then converted to analog to VHS?
Something like that.
How long had that alien, do you know, been on the base before they filmed that segment of which you have a portion?
Approximately 20 months. It was brought in late 1989, and the tape was from January of 1991.
My contempt for the viewers of your documentary over the last 11 years knows no bounds. They've been like children, mocking it, or on the other hand, credulously accepting it with no attempt to evaluate the material on its own merits, or to discover any new material to support or debunk it. This is not a joke. This is not a hoax. Certainly I'm staking my reputation on it. If an anonymous individual in a rubber mask could be said to be staking his reputation on anything, I challenge these ufologists to debunk me, discover my identity,